There are many successful card games out in the world like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, Duel Master, Vanguard, and more, but none of them have the allure like Pokemon. From the moment I opened my first Pokemon pack to when my mom surprised me with Pokemon Blue, I knew I was in it for life, but because of the capital needed to maintain relevant Pokemon cards, I had to stop. Growing up, I noticed our family wasn't that rich and Asian, so buying me Pokemon cards were not their priority. This meant the only way I could get them were with my own money, which I had practically none of, or birthday gifts, which came once a year and usually ended with a single gift. So, at a young age, I had to make the decision of wanting Pokemon cards or Pokemon video games. This was quite tough because I wanted both, but I eventually landed on video games because I thought I could get more bang for my buck. Now, a couple decades later, on August 8th, 2023, the world would get Pokemon trading card game for the third time, because it was initially released in December 18, 1998 for the Game Boy Color in Japan, and the rest of the world wouldn't get it until the year 2000, and then it would release again for the second time on the 3DS Virtual Console. Even though I grew up with mostly the Pokemon video game, I never knew the existence of Pokémon TCG until a few years ago. However, this was my chance to relive and actually experience Pokémon TCG from my childhood, even if it's through a video game. And there's no way I'm buying old Pokemon cards for the sake of nostalgia. It's too expensive, so this is the next best option. The game starts off like any other Pokemon game, but instead of your typical journey of becoming the best in the world, you are crazy about collecting Pokemon cards, and you heard this rumor about extremely rare legendary cards. The journey begins with naming your character, and you head towards the laboratory to meet your professor. And because this game was released in Generation 1, you get the choice between Charmander and Friends, Squirtle and Friends, or Bulbasaur and Friends starter deck. Like mentioned in the name of the deck, they are based off the 3 Kanto starter, Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, but each deck will have additional types of cards to cover the starter's weakness. For example, the Charmander deck will come with Lightning Pokemon to counter Water Pokemon. And something to note is that initially, Pokemon TCG started off with 7 energy types: Grass, Fire, Water, Lightning, Fighting, Psychic, and Colorless. And within the 7 types contains additional types. For example, in the game, the Grass Club and Science Club use Grass energy, while the Rock and the Fighting Club use Fighting energy. The club might use the same energy, but they have different weaknesses due to their archetype. For example, Oddish is a Grass type and weak to Fire, while Coughing is also a Grass type but weak to Psychic. This is because Coughing technically falls under the Poison type. The game has a total of 228 cards, which include the game-exclusive cards and all the cards from Base Set, Jungle, and Fossil expansion, except for the Base Set Electrode and Fossil Ditto. But before we can choose our deck, we must go through a tutorial match. This match will explain how to place Pokemon in the active or the bench, utilizing energy cards, and explain the goal either emptying out the opponent's prize pool or knocking out everything on the field, including the bench. Now with the tutorial match over, we can finally pick our starter deck. Chad and I decided to go with the Charmander and Friend deck, because Charizard I guess. Hey, Editor Davey here, hope you're enjoying the video. If you ever want to catch me live, check out my Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok live. Thanks, now back to the video. So, with our new Fire deck, I headed towards the Grass Club. Upon entering the club, we get an introduction of our rival. His name is Ronald, and his sole purpose is to obtain the legendary Pokemon cards. And he explains that to obtain it, you gotta beat all 8 Club Masters and 4 Grandmasters. And something to note is that most of the club have some sort of a prerequisite before being able to challenge the Club Master. So there might be times where we jump from one club to another. When you enter the main hall, there are 2 club members, Heather and Kristen. They'll tell you that the Club Master is currently out and will only tell you where she is if you beat all 3 club members. Oh yeah, one more important thing I want to mention is that defeating anyone in the match does not give you Pokédollars. Instead, you get booster packs. There are 4 types in the game: Coliseum, Evolution, Mystery, and Laboratory. Kinda reminds me of that one Trident Gum commercial. So the first thing I'll do is challenge the club members. I swiftly beat Heather and Kristen, but there was no 3rd member in sight. After further exploration, I discovered Brittany in the lounge area. Just like the other 2, I defeat her with ease. And after the defeat, Brittany tells us that the Club Master is at Mr. Ishihara's up north. Upon entering the house, I see Nikki at the end, and she tells me to meet her back at the club. So back at the main hall, I challenge Nikki for my first badge. And right off the bat, the match goes south.
No! I'm getting cut. Stop! Let me play the game!
And then it evolves to a Gloom to poison me.
Oh, damn. Okay, already? What happened? Did I just get poisoned?
After doing a whole lot of nothing, the Magnemite faints. However, the worst part is that for some reason, during the whole fight, I didn't bother using any energy on any of my bench. I guess I was nervous. For my second active, I choose Meow. But like Magnemite, it falls to the combination of Gloom and Poison. Luckily, the move Foul Odor used by Gloom causes confusion on both sides. An interesting thing is that confusion doesn't go away unless you swap or use full heal, so this might come in handy later. Next, I send out Diglett to his grave. I gotta be careful because I only have 3 cards left. The last in my current bench is Growlithe, and I have no fire energy, only lightning. Plus it doesn't help I just pulled a Charmander and have an unplayed Ponyta on hand. So it seems like my only option right now is to build Ponyta with lightning energies for Smash Kick. But don't forget that Gloom is still confused. I might have a chance to knock it out without doing anything.
Nice!
My first prize card, and it's a fire energy. But now I'm in the dilemma. Who do I give it to? Growlithe or Charmander?
Do I give it to Charmander or do I use it for myself? 40, that's not gonna kill. Yes, it will. Calculated.
Another Gloom comes out and knocks out Growlithe. 2 cards left and I'm back to square one. Luckily, Charmander has a typeless move, so I can at least make a dent on Gloom. Finally, some luck on my side. With this, I can knock out Gloom.
Yes! Okay, we're good. We're doing pretty good. We're alright.
Execute comes out and puts Charmander to sleep. However, instead of dealing with a coin flip to wake up, I use my 2 brain cells and swap to Ponyta.
And we're gonna Smash Kick for the kill?
However, another Execute comes out.
But I think this might be the last one, so I pretty much won. Oh no, I got one more. Okay, I got one more.
However, Execute knocks out Ponyta, and now we're both on our final prize card. I send out my Charmander to wipe it out.
Oh, but we got it. Easy. A cool 60. Let's go!
Finally, our first medal, and it was well earned. Now that I defeated my supposed easiest adversary, I must choose a new club to challenge. I decided to go for the Psychic Club, and instead of heading straight into the main hall, I went into the lounge to interact with the NPCs for any hints on the club master. And guess what? We ran into Robert, one of the club members.
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm a member of the Psychic Club. Yeah, sure.
It was a quick one-sided beatdown. Here's the last bit.
That's what I'm talking about, Bill!
Unfortunately, Robert didn't have anything useful to say, so instead I entered the main hall. The 2 remaining club members are Daniel and Stephanie. When I challenged Daniel, he started yapping about the Psychic Club always striving to be better or something. Well, I think he might need to strive a little harder. But Stephanie, on the other hand, was different. She had a requirement of 2 medals before I could battle her, which is strange because Daniel didn't. However, I didn't know at the moment, but I learned while writing the script that everyone in the Psychic Club, with the exception of Robert, requires you to have a certain amount of medals. Stephanie requires 2, while Daniel requires 1, which is why the dialogue about needing a medal didn't trigger, because I already had the grass medal. Strange how Bulbapedia or Cerebi doesn't have anything related to this. So instead, let's see what the club master had to say. While going through his dialogue, it seems like he wasn't listening and doesn't mention a specific number of medal before I can battle him. But based off Stephanie's requirement of 2 medals, it's probably between 3 or 4. Who knows, I'll have to come back later and check. But now I'm back to square one. On a whim, I decided to try out the fighting club. And again, first thing I do is check the lounge, but this time there are no club members present there. Upon entering the main hall, there is 1 person in sight. And apparently it's Mitch, the club master, and he's adamant in not battling you until you find and defeat his 3 pupils in the other clubs. Well, okay, it seems pretty easy, right? Just look for the martial artist character models, right? I first checked the water club, then the lightning club, and finally the rock club.
Is he one of the... Ah, there he is. Here's one. Alright, Chris.
The match starts off as normal, but Chris ran a train on my Pokemon. Let me explain. As mentioned before, the Charmander deck is mostly fire, but has some lightning to cover its weakness. But the only usable Pokemon I drew were 3 electric types. Pikachu and Magnemite, who got wiped by Tauros, and Jolteon, who took down Tauros, but got wiped by Hitmonchan.
Telling you, I got a bad hand. I don't know... There's nothing I could have done.
My first loss in the game and the first of many. I think some revision to the deck is needed, because I feel like with the right cards I could have reversed it. So I added some helpful trainer cards like Pokemon Trader, Gust of Wind, Maintenance, and Gambler. Time for a rematch with Chris. I send out Magmar against his Tauros, and with some smokescreen spam and confusion from his move Rampage, Magmar knocks it out.
Yes, stupid.
Same thing happens against his Persian, but Machop comes out and knocks on my defenseless Magnemite using Gust of Wind.
Oh. Hello. Oh. Yo, that was kind of foul, okay?
I send out Charmeleon to knock it out, and its final Pokemon is an energyless Hitmonchan. I switch to Rapidash to finish him off. After the defeat, Chris goes back to the club. Now I gotta find the remaining 2 club members. I continue my search in the Rock Club, then the Science Club, and then finally the Fire Club, where I did run into someone with the same character model like Chris, but he was some random guy named Mania, probably an early version of the Pokemania. I got tired of looking around, so instead I decided to challenge the Lightning Club, and I learned that the club master's prerequisite was to defeat the 3 club members Jennifer, Brandon, and Nicholas. I swiftly beat Jennifer, but I do want to shout out her I Love Pikachu deck because it has Flying and Surfing Pikachu. Absolutely adorable. Second trainer Brandon was also swiftly defeated, is what I would like to say,
I just lost. I just lost to Brandon's Zapdos.
My only excuse is that I didn't get any Pokemon. Reverse Heart of the card, I guess. But I can't let that slide, so in the rematch, I summoned Exodia. Charizard.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Calculated.
Luckily, the third and final match with Nicholas was an easy victory. Now I should be able to challenge the Lightning Club Master, Isaac. The battle starts with Growlithe vs Electabuzz. Unfortunately, Growlithe is the only one on the field because my other Pokemons are all first stage evolution. So I took a chance with Pokeball and got an Arcanine. A few turns later, I got enough Fire Energy and could confidently evolve and attack Electabuzz. But now I'm in a bit of a pickle. Because of Flamethrower, I lost the Fire Energy, and if I want to keep using it, I have to draw a constant supply of it. While Takedown does more damage and only requires 2 Fire and 2 Typeless, but it does 30 recoil damage. All I can pray for is more Fire Energy or Trainer Card to reset my hand.
So, I think I'm just going to Professor Oak. I just lost a good, Rapidash and Raichu, but
I got the energies I needed plus the bill, which netted me an additional Fire Energy. This means I have at least 2 Flamethrowers and 1 Takedown worth of energy. Flamethrower the Magnemite against the Voltorb and finally against another Voltorb.
Yo, get on, Isaac.
And with this, we get our second medal. As I'm leaving the main hall, we encounter a rival, Ronald. This is one of the few rival fights we get in the game, and it acts like a litmus test for us to see how well our deck performs. And it seems like Ronald will give us a rare promo if we beat him. Oh, well, it's just a dumb Jigglypuff promo anyway. Now, the remaining clubs are Fighting, Science, Rock, Fire, Water, and Psychic. But based off my prior interaction, Psychic and Fighting are off the table. So all I'm left with is Rock, Water, Science, and Fire. I decided on either Rock or Water because I wanted to build a grass deck, and it could be effective on both clubs. Well, this is initially what I thought, but after additional fights with previous adversaries and Imakumi to build the deck, I remembered that every type has a single weakness, with the exception of some colorless. I forgot that my brain is so video game wired that I assumed that the grass deck was effective against both water and rock. But in TCG, it's only effective against rock. So I continued building a deck comprised of mostly grass and some fighting and called it the Devil's Cabbage. And luckily, the Rock Club is the only one without a prerequisite, so I can just walk in and challenge the Club Master without any additional battles. Which might have been a mistake because I'm not good at deck building and should have tested it against one of the club members first. Because after a few turns, a viewer asked if I put any fighting energies in the deck.
No fighting energy? I put fighting energy. Yeah, I have like 12. I have like over 10. Did I put fight? Hold on. Did I put fight? Wait.
Yeah, whoops. After a quick edit, we challenge Gene again. The match starts with Caterpie vs Onix. After a couple lucky turns with String Shot, Caterpie barely knocks out the Onix. However, my drawing luck was the opposite.
Metapod? Machamp? Yo, this is the complete opposite from last battle. What is going on? There is no way I just pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legend or evolutions back to back to back to back to back. There's no way.
Another Onix comes out and knocks out Caterpie. Without much option, I send out my Hitmonchan early. Hopefully I can build something before Hitmonchan faints. But my luck for energy cards have been pretty bad. Hitmonchan eventually knocks out Onix, but the same happens to Hitmonchan. I'm back to square one, and I sorta regret using the 2 fighting energy I managed to draw on Hitmonchan instead of Machop. But don't worry, cause now I'm locking in. A second fighting energy on Machop, but Nidoran goes down. This time I send out Machop prematurely, however, all I need is 1 more energy. Fast forward a couple turns and Machop is 1 turn from fainting and cementing my loss.
Switch. We're keeping him alive.
Metapod down, but I have another one, because Machop is damaged, which means if I send out Machoke, he'll only do 20 because of the damage reduction effect from his move. And keep in mind, I'm down to 2 prize cards. Lady Luck is really on my side, because next turn I pull the last energy for the Machop. I let Diglett knock out Metapod, leaving me with 1 prize card left, but Machamp gets to come in safely for the sweep. This Machamp will make it or break it for me. Diglett down. And another one.
I wonder if he has a Duck Trio. If he has a Duck Trio, well, oh, okay, we're good.
But for some reason, he instantly switched it out to Rhyhorn. Machamp Seismic Toss to Rhyhorn, but Gene switches again, but back to the Duck Trio. Seismic Toss on the Duck Trio, but this time he switches to Graveler. So long, ye Graveler, and now Gene is down to his final prize card. The finale, Machamp vs Geodude. Machamp sweep! This battle was a lot closer and stressful than it had to be.
I can't believe I won against him with this deck.
After going through the stressful match with Gene, and on whim, I decided to just challenge the Water Club anyway. But luckily, one of her club members stopped me from reaching her.
Oh, I still can't fight you? What gives?
However, this made me remember that I needed 3 medals for a club.
I know there was another gym or club that needed 3 badges.
I just couldn't remember which one. Thinking it was the Fire Club, I initiated a challenge against Ken the Clubmaster. However, I soon discovered it wasn't him, and instead it was owning 300 cards, which by chance I did, so Ken accepted the challenge. Charmander vs Chansey. Instantly, I gust the wind into his Jigglypuff.
Kill it with fire, hurry!
Chansey comes back out and starts spamming Scrunch. Luckily, it's a coin flip based move. But after a few turns, Chansey does the unthinkable.
I'm sorta...
I send out Ponyta and evolve it to Rapidash to knock out the Chansey. Ken sends out a Magmar and knocks out Rapidash. I send out Pikachu to retaliate, and Ken sends out another tank.
Another one? Bruh.
On his last leg, I use Pokemon Trainer for Raichu.
Gargantuan brain.
Funny thing is, if I hit the agility coin flip, I could have survived the flamethrower.
Oh. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, this is not good.
I send out Zapdos prematurely and even use the Professor Oak, hoping for a single lightning energy.
Lightning energy? Por favor? Fuck me. Are you kidding me? Not a single lightning energy?
However, all you gotta do is complain.
You complain and you shall receive.
Arcanine down, Chansey's back out, Chansey down, but Ken hits back with a Growlithe.
Ain't no way I'm about to lose to a pre-legendary.
So I send out Big Bro for the final takedown. 4 medals down and 4 more to go. After the victory, I decided to resume my search for the 2 remaining Fighting Club members. However, while looking around the Psychic Club, I discovered that Murray, the Clubmaster, was ready to fight.
He's ready.
Our guess earlier about the medal requirement was correct. However, it wasn't 3, but actually 4. The match with Murray in hindsight was the most stressful and difficult. By far the longest match I did throughout this playthrough, clocking in around 30 plus minutes, and I'd rather not go through the whole match, so instead I'll give you a TLDR of my experience. Murray's strategy in the beginning was spamming energy removal and Kangaskhan fetch to draw additional cards while setting up an army of Chanseys and Alakazams. Throughout my history of Pokemon, I generally looked at Chansey and Alakazam as mortal enemies, but in TCG, they have a disgusting synergy, and the sole reason is Alakazam's ability, Damage Swap. Basically, before he attacks, he can move as many damage counter to his other Pokemon, and Chansey having the highest HP made Alakazam practically invincible.
This is stop it. I have a family and a dog.
The match got so bad that my only option at the end was to zero out his deck.
A dub is a dub, you know? We take those. We take fucking L, loser. Fuck you, Murray. I hate you. I can't believe I won like this.
I was truly gassed out after the match, but the game loves throwing curveballs, because surprise, Ronald wants another match. But this time, I did beat him convincingly.
I am so sorry. Goodbye. Give me the rare card. That's right, payback from last fight.
And the best part of beating Ronald this time is you get the best promo card from him.
I let you win, but I lost the loss, so I'll give you this card. Super Energy Retrieval?
Now the only remaining clubs are Science, Water, and Fighting. After a few minutes of pondering, I entered the Science Club, and surprisingly, the requirement is pretty easy. All I have to do is defeat Joseph, who is blocking the path to the Clubmaster, and I defeated without much trouble. The match starts with Growlithe vs...
Huh? What did I... Mewtwo? Yo, the game just started!
It's hard to fathom that a Clubmaster can casually pull out a legendary Pokemon like Mewtwo. I think I'm just too used to mainline Pokemon games, where legendaries and mythicals are actually kind of rare, or one of a kind, but somehow Growlithe took it down. Rick sends out Weezing and...
Oh, come on, dude. Oh, come on. I just lost. I lost.
Wow, what happened? What a way to lose. The second attempt goes a little better. Ponyta vs Grimer. I gust the wind Grimer into Coughing, hoping I can live one more turn. As I was about to knock out Coughing, he swipes the Grimer to knock me out.
I still died though.
I sent out Magnemite and spammed Thunder Wave, which almost knocked out Grimer, but I failed the last crucial coin flip and he Uno reversed me with his nasty goo paralysis.
Gotta hold that L, I guess. The one turn that doesn't matter, he gets a tail.
I sent out Jolteon to knock out Grimer, but Rick sends out another Grimer trying to spam Nasty Goo for paralysis. I managed to win all the coin flips and knock out another Grimer, but Rick didn't like that, so...
Why are you doing this to me right now? Why are you doing... Oh, he just knocked his other... I'm getting 2 cards.
Somehow, I managed to pick Super Energy Retrieval from the prize pool. This will allow me to spam Arcanized Flamethrower, Porygon down, and Coughing down for the victory. Now the choice is between the Water Club and the Fighting Club, and I chose the Water Club because I knew where the club members were at least. But even with 6 metal, the guy wouldn't let me pass.
Does anybody know how I get to unlock the Water Club? Because I still haven't figured out. The person resting over is if you wish to do Amy, go defeat... Oh!
It's kind of weird how they didn't include this dialogue when you try to walk past him before. Instead, you kind of have to directly talk to him. Bad programming, maybe? I didn't feel like building a whole separate lightning deck, so I just brute forced my matches against Amanda, Sarah, and Joshua with my fire deck. The same applied to Clubmaster Amy. But don't forget, this deck does have some lightning Pokemon, so it wasn't that bad. The match starts with Eevee vs Horsey. I sack Eevee while building Ponyta and Magmar. It's risky, but as long as I can poison and smokescreen the other Pokemon, my water weakness shouldn't matter. Oh. I get Squirtle close to knockout, but Amy switches again. Magmar fails the coin flip and goes down. This time I send out my Rapidash and spam Agility. The Rapidash can also cheese out the water type as long as I don't fail the coin flips. Horsey down and Amy fights back with Sea King's Waterfall, almost knocking out Rapidash.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, all I can hope is for a head.
Fudge, that wasn't worth the risk. That wasn't worth it.
Now I'm down to 3 prize cards. Luckily, I've also been building a Magneton in the back, but it's quite a mediocre card. Unless I boom. Even with that removal, I managed to at least take down the Sea King before it does any more damage. Squirtle down, another one, then a Horsey, and now Amy's down to her final prize card.
I'm sorry. You lost. 200! Jesus, there's no way anything in this game could survive a 200.
7 medals down and 1 more to go. But now the problem is, where are the last 2 club members? I tried looking for them before, but no luck. So I think it's time to break one of the cardinal sins of video game, looking up spoilers. Personally, I don't mind looking things up, but some people really despise it, and even when others do it. Very strange. But with the help of Bulbapedia, I discovered that Jessica is at the Fire Club and Michael is at the Grass Club. I can see why I missed her or assumed I already talked to her. It's definitely misleading when Jessica looks nothing like a martial arts character model. She looks like any random Joe Schmo. Well, I defeat her swiftly. Now to Michael at the Grass Club. For Michael, he does have a typical fighting character model. I just didn't expect fightable trainers to be in the lobby, only in the main hall or the lounge. The match also ends swiftly, but for me. And again, a swift end for me. What the hell's going on? First match, I get bad draws. Second match, I get swept by his Kangaskhan. Okay, so 3rd time the charm, right?
Oh, that's it?
Well, now I'm eligible to challenge the final club master, Midge. The match starts off with Charmander vs Machop. A few turns later, Machop knocks out Charmander, and it doesn't help that I haven't been able to pull any energy cards.
All these Pokemon, but no energy.
I managed to draw a Gambler and got head.
Heads.
And with the energy I got, I'm going to build my Rapidash. Mitch used Gust of Wind to knock out my Magnemite.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I'm getting worked right now.
I sent out Rapidash prematurely and even got desperate and used Energy Retrieval for 1 fire energy in my discard.
I need it. That was not worth it, but I need it.
Machop down, Rapidash down. But I smog with Magmar to take out Hitmonchan.
Alright, we got him. Easy. 2+ in the poison. Calculated.
Machop down, Mankey down, Hitmonlee down. But this time, Magmar gets the Gust of Wind treatment. But a single Pin Missile takes out the Mankey.
Alright, there's no way I'll miss, right? I just need... There we go, easy. 80?
Finally, after 9 hours, I've obtained all 8 club medals, which means I can challenge the Grand Masters. And without much thought, I headed straight into the Pokemon Dome. In hindsight, I should have prepped my deck better because I got absolutely creamed by the first Grandmaster, Courtney. She uses a fire themed deck featuring a rare Moltres exclusive to the game, and I got a taste of how legendary it was.
When you put Moltres into play during your turn, not during setup, put 1 to 4 chosen at random fire energy from your deck into your hand. That is so good! That is so good!
Like I said, I lost in the first attempt, and then on my second, 3rd time's a charm? Nope, still lost. I think it's time to build a counter deck. I have no idea where to start, but my viewers were recommending me to build a Rain Dance deck. I mean, I know what a Rain Dance does in the mainline game, but not sure what it does in TCG. So I looked it up and saw it was Blastoise's ability, and it's nothing like its video game counterpart. In TCG, it allows you to attach as many water energy to any water Pokemon, plus it doesn't use your once per turn energy attachment either. This ability alone can easily disrupt the flow of a match because of how fast you can build a Pokemon, or maybe even 2 or 3 all at once. However, based on the deck list, I was short on some of those cards. So instead, I decided to build around Poliwrath, because I had plenty of the base and first stage while also liking its Whirlpool ability, and I think playing with Rain Dance would make it not as enjoyable, while Whirlpool I can slowly break down the opponent's progress. So with my newly built Poliwhirl deck, it's time to challenge Courtney for the 4th time. So Poliwag vs Growlithe. A few turns later, Growlithe down, and same with Vulpix. Moltres comes back out, but I gust the win again to another Vulpix to take it down. And again, Moltres.
Is that a cool 60? Oh no, only 30? Oh, that's fine. Wait, what the f is Moltres' weakness?
Huh, no weakness. But it's no issue for Poliwag. Magmar down. Finally, after 10 plus turn, I get my Golden Boy Poliwhirl.
Oh, that's our Golden Boy!
Which means it's time for Poliwrath's first appearance. Last Magmar down, and our final prize card is mine. Quite a different outcome compared to my earlier attempts. The next Grandmaster is Steve. He uses a lightning themed deck featuring a rare Zapdos exclusive to the game, which means my Poliwrath deck is no good. So instead, I built a temporary Ductrio deck, but I do have to be careful because I only have one Ductrio on hand. The match starts off with Diglett vs Voltorb, and I get really lucky because my initial hand has my one and only Ductrio, so in about 3 turns I can start sweeping with Ductrio. Voltorb down, another Voltorb down, and then Electabuzz.
That's right, dude! 140?
And finally the last Electabuzz for the victory. This match was even quicker and easier than Courtney. The next Grandmaster is Jack. He uses a water-themed deck featuring a rare Articuno exclusive to the game. So with that in mind, I took the same approach as before and built a temporary Raichu deck. The match starts off with Pikachu vs Lapras.
Oh, yeah, oh my days, already?
Fearing the Lapras, I gust the win to a Ditto. However, as I got close to knocking out the Ditto,
gigantic ballsy move right here. It worked out in my end, to be fair.
a Chansey comes out and I get my first Raichu, but its energy requirement is pretty steep. Pikachu faints to a Thunder Jolt recoil.
That's the case. Let's just try to do as much damage as I can to this Chansey. Oh, I'm dead. That's funny.
I send on my second Pikachu. However, Steve is almost done building his Articuno.
How's that Articuno doing? 3. Okay, so it can already do Freeze Dry. That is really scary.
During my turn, I drew another Raichu, but this Raichu is different from the previous one. The first Raichu has 90 HP and only one move, Giga Shock, which does 30 but does 10 damage to 3 bench Pokemon of my choosing. While the other Raichu has 80 HP but 2 moves, Agility and Thunder. The most important move in this case is Agility, because with a single coin flip, I can completely negate all attacks. And something to consider is that both Raichus are within the 2-shot range from Articuno, so the latter is the best choice in my opinion, because I can negate damage and prolong the battle. I use Agility and Chansey, but next turn, Jack switches it out to Articuno and attacks. This backfires and knocks out Ditto. And again, I get another successful Agility, but he uses Blizzard again, which again backfires and knocks out Chansey.
Thunder. Fudge. I'll take the 30. I'll take the 30. It's fine.
During my turn, I used a Bill and got Gust of Wind, and with this, I took out my biggest current threat.
Pull out the Dugong. Thunder. Heads. It's fine. It's fine. Another 30.
Plus, Jack is down to his last prize card.
We won. Nice.
Now for the final Grandmaster, Rod. He uses a dragon-themed deck featuring a rare Dragonite exclusive to the game except for Japan. If you remember when I talked about the game's first release, I showed a card with it. Japan got a promo Dragonite, while the rest of the world got promo Meowth. I don't know why they picked Meowth over Dragonite for us. Fortunately, at this point, the Dragon archetype was still underpowered, so I just went with my Poliwrath deck. The match starts off with Poliwag vs Kangaskhan. The game plan is the same as before. Try to build the Poliwrath as fast as I can and spam Whirlpool. Currently, I have 2 Poliwrath but no Poliwhirl. As I watch Rod spam Fetch, I managed to draw a Pokemon Trader. This is my golden ticket.
Oh, that's what I needed!
But I lacked the necessary energy, so the plan was to fully evolve Poliwag and then Professor Oak for a fresh hand.
Actually, let's do this. Yes! Oh my god. The most perfect execution ever. That was beautiful. Everything just worked out for me.
Still, 1 energy short, so I gust a wind to Dratini for an easier knockout. Dratini down, Lapras comes out and fights back. But as I'm 1 hit away from fainting, I pull my 4th water energy. I panic and gust a wind to Dratini. Use energy removal on Lapras, bringing it down to 2 energy, which is still enough to take down Poliwrath.
Does he have an extra water? That's the question. I'm trying to play this, I'm trying to maximize it, okay? So I could technically swap him back in, use Whirlpool, and he have 1. Then he can only do 1 damage, but the question is, does he have another water energy in the back? I'm ready to make big plays, okay? Pray to God that he has no more water energy. Fuck, he had water energy.
This could be the end of my run. All I got are 2 Poliwags with no energy on them. However, I did have a Poliwrath on hand and a computer search. This will let me get another Poliwhirl. Few turns in, I got Poliwrath set up and knock out Lapras. And then there's Dratini. Rod is down to his final Pokemon, Kangaskhan.
Oh, he pulled out the Charmander at the last moment. Oh, well, that Charmander's about to get smothered.
Kangaskhan down, and finally Charmander down. I did it. I beat all 4 Grandmasters, making me the world's best Pokemon trading card game player. Is what I would like to say, but this is Pokemon. Ronald has already beaten them before, making him the current champion.
Is it Ronald, Donald, McDonald? Does he have the legendary cards? Oh boy.
Thus, I have to defeat him one last time before I can be crowned the world's best Pokemon trading card game player. We're going to keep using the same deck. The match starts off with Poliwag vs Dratini, but this time I start off with Poliwhirl on hand. I never noticed, but in the match earlier with Steve, he never got to use his GB exclusive Zapdos.
When you put Zapdos into play during your turn, not during setup, you do 30% damage. Do 30 damage to a Pokemon other than Zapdos chose. Ronald, you idiot.
The sweep begins now. Dratini down, and with a coin flip, I cement my victory.
Tails. We won. We won. We won. We won. Easy.
By far the easiest match compared to the other Grandmasters.
Oh no, how could I lose? I'm sorry, but the legendary Pokemon cards, I've chosen David. The legendary cards vanish from Ronald's deck. Oh no, my legendary Pokemon cards. No. Yikes.
It's kind of cool how the legendary cards can choose their owner. It definitely gives them more of a mysterious, sentient vibe to them. But this does mean my nostalgic journey is over. This game was everything I imagined Pokémon TCG was in the 90s. The battling, booster packs, and the art was all great. I hope other people try it out or revisit it. There is a sequel to this game, but only in Japan. However, there are fan translations, so it's playable. I hope one day they officially release it, at least on Virtual Console, for everyone to enjoy. Well, thank you for watching, and see you next time.